No your objections.
No your objections. Before you fight him, good one. All right, how about this catch? What do you got for me?
I love her survey with non-questions on it. They're not intimidated by all of those lines they have to fill in.
Okay. There you go. You want to take it to your couch, and what's that back row got?
Right, coach instead of train.
Coach instead of train?
Yep.
All right, there you go.
Back row.
What do you got to say something?
Back row. Let me hear you, Miranda.
Okay, get her number, then hesitation, and then repeat.
Get the number, then hesitation. Yeah. All right. What's the back row? Let me hear that for me.
Goal versus vision.
Goal versus vision.
That's a good one. I forget who said that.
All right, well, one more thing. Who wants it?
Fire is better than knowledge on ice.
There you go.
I'm giving you that.
What was that again?
I can't hear. What? Acquiring virtue versus goal setting. There you go. That's what we're for. Thank you. Well, okay, so you're on a leadership retreat. I'm going to assume that you all spent the money to get here. You all invested your time. You didn't just come to hang out and sitting on a hard chair all day long. You want to learn how to build business. Yes? Yes. So, how many of you have been in business for more than 5 years? Anybody with more than 5 years? Anybody more than 8? 8 years? Let me see. All right, I just want to see who I'm talking to. All right. And then, okay, who's been in the business less than 3 years? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Joy. Okay, 6. All right, how many of you have been in like maybe a year or less? Anybody a year or less? Or just 2 of you? 2. Okay, that's cool. Well, we're going to go over some terms that a lot of us that have been around for a long time. We know them and we use them very interchangeably. And I hear a lot of people say to me, well, what's that mean? What's that mean? And I'm like, we use them so much that it's kind of like career terminology that you kind of have to learn as you're growing. But it's not only good in career, it's very good in life, generally in life. You all took your test, yes? If you didn't, I'm going to beat you with a wet noodle because that is very important. Because, you know, as you grow up in career, as you grow up in life, you change. We all want it to be a constant, what somebody said, work in progress earlier. We want to be a work in progress, we want to constantly change. Learn from our bad behaviors, learn from our mistakes, and move forward, yes?
Yes.
How many of you have ever made a mistake in career? How many of you made over 10? How about 100? Those of you are in
I don't make
mistakes. We can make a lot of mistakes as our jewelry shows. We can make a lot of mistakes with our showing the wrong. You're never going to kill somebody by showing them the wrong piece of jewelry or selling them the wrong piece of jewelry, and that's a good thing. But we can even say something to a host or a guest to offend them, and of course we didn't mean to. We can say something to a customer and offend them, we didn't mean to. Some of us have a knack for doing that more so than other people. And that's just how God made us. Some of us don't have much of a filter, and some of us have a huge filter. And it's not to say that not having a filter is definitely not a good thing. But we have other attributes. You know, God made us all, and He doesn't make sense. We've already established that. We've talked about it many times today. And you can see certain personalities that, to me, I can pick them out in a minute who they are. Sanguines never shut up. I mean, they just don't. You really want to put a muzzle over them. I know who they are. Shannon, Rebecca, me. I mean, I know who they are. I can pick them out. I mean, I'm a sanguine. I am. I'm not a huge sanguine as much as I used to be. Amanda's a sanguine. I mean, the people that just talk a lot are sanguines. They do. Is that true, girls? Would you guys say that? Yep. You guys that know them, would you agree that that's true? Yes. Yes? Hey. You're not a sanguine? You're not a sanguine? I can't believe it.
I'm a very, very talkative melancholy. Melancholy choleric. I'm not sanguine at all.
I would swear.
I got 8 on sanguine.
I would have gotten you.
I'm shocked. Okay, I'm wrong. See, there you go. I don't know anything.
That's mistake 101. That's all right. 101.
No, I'm going to guess her to be a sanguine in a minute. Okay, then, but we're going to talk a little bit
She's
about
been in there organizing the kitchen since we got here. She's totally
I just want to, and of course, you're not
Totally
just, typically most people are not one single personality, okay?
Organizing like things that
I've known Rebecca
yeah.
to my first level for a long time, over 10 years. And she goes, I got worse, I'm bigger sanguine than I used to be. And the sanguines are the life of the party, but there's a downside. As with any personality, there's a good side and something that you need to work on. None of us are perfect, okay? We're all works in progress. So with that, as Lauren said earlier, we've got to give grace to each other. Some personalities get easily offended. And if it's offended by a cleric who has no filter, give them some grace. Because they don't mean to offend you, they're not sitting around trying to think about offending you. They just do it without even thinking about it. It's just a natural ability. And then there's the sanguines that talk so much, and people are thinking, wow, when they're going to stop. Nobody else can get over edgewise. And then there's the melancholies, and you know what they call them? They call them the perfect melancholies. They're the ones who have to have everything in perfect order. And those, and sanguines and melancholies have a hard time together because sanguines usually trail behind them and messes. That's a hard time. And of course, the choleric people, they just want to be the boss. Nobody else is right. They got it right. Get it right. Follow me. Done. Let's go. Okay? So, I mean, you can see easily how there's a lot of pluses and minuses. And actually, how we all need each other to be successful. Truthfully, you always want to have people with your weakness in your inner circle, people that you have in your inner circle. I like to keep people in my inner circle with their strengths or my weaknesses. You see, it's a good balance. And that's very important to have people that think differently than you, to give you different ideas. So as you grow up in business, that's why we really are trying to push you out of your comfort zone with your premier family. We want you to meet other people too, just to kind of have somebody to talk to. Somebody else that can kind of give you a different viewpoint. Maybe they're a different age than you, a different season of life, but they can help you out with just some things in life that you have to promise to stay positive. Don't bring them down. So the first personality we're going to talk about today is the melancholy. Who in here is the melancholy? Stand up. Just stand up and own it because you know who you are. All right. Everybody on the stage table. All right. Look. Okay. These are your primary. Your highest number is melancholy, right? Okay. Who has what's your number? 19. 19. Anybody have higher than 19? What? 22. Who else? Melissa, what do you have? 18. 18. Okay.
Melissa.
Okay,
Lisa.
Steph, what's yours?
Melancholy choleric.
16? What's the lowest?
Are you?
What's the lowest
Melancholy
number of your
choleric.
melancholies?
Yes.
16.
Less.
16.
14.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about perfect melancholy. Would you guys like to say your life is, would you like to keep everything very
Yes.
perfect? Is that true?
Yes.
True? Okay, well we're going to talk about, we're going to go with the plus number first. You get that plus number first.
Hey, I scored some phlegmatic for the first time in 15 years. What was that? I've had 0 phlegmatic for the 15 years I've been doing this. I got a 5 this time. I'm relaxing in my old age.
There you go. So when you meet someone like this, you have to understand this is their strengths and this is their weaknesses. Perfect melancholy. They're very deep and thoughtful, okay? They're analytical, they're serious, and they're very purposeful, okay? Would you say Nancy and Julie have some melancholy in them? They're very purposeful. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
They're very purposeful. Do you have melancholy?
Oh, yes.
What's your? Is your second one, Julie?
It's my second one.
It's your second one. Okay. Talented and creative. Yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Artistic and musical, philosophical and poetic. Appreciative of beauty, sensitive to others, self-sacrificing, conscientious, and idealistic. Wow, that sounds like a really good person, don't you think? I want to be melancholy. When you see the strengths of every one of them, you're going to want to be that personality.
Yeah,
Not made you to be you. Stay who you are and be the best version of you that you can be. And then here's the perfect melancholy work. They're very schedule-oriented, perfectionists. That is always a good thing. High standards. They're detail-conscious, persistent and thorough, orderly and organized, neat and tidy, economical. Nancy is so economical. Trying to cut food. I can't believe it. I mean, I just buy it all. Sees the problem. Finds creative solutions, and yes, she did that. Needs to finish what is started. Likes charts, graph figures, and lists. And then a perfect melancholy as a friend. Let's go over that. Can you speak down a little bit more?
Yep.
They make friends cautiously, content to stay in the background, avoids causing attention, faithful and devoted, will listen to complaints, can solve others' problems, deep concern for other people, moves to tears with compassion, and seeks an ideal mate. Now, guys, isn't that cool? That's sweet. So that's a great person. Do you know that they have some things that they have to deal with? Would you like to know what you have to deal with, ladies? Let's go to the top of the first page. All right, here we go. Here's what the perfect melancholies are easily depressed. They tend to have a negative bent to them. Would you guys say that's true? Yeah. Okay. Now, girls, here's the melancholies, which you have to realize. No one wants to hang out with Eeyore. So you have to pretend to be positive. You've got to. That's something you really need to focus on. Is focus on finding the positive in every situation. Don't look for trouble. That's your natural bend is to look for trouble, to find the problem. Oh, look at this isn't right. Don't get hurt so easily. You're very sensitive. But you know what? When you're hanging out with people, you gotta kind of look out for yourself. How does she hide herself?
My sanguine friend over here just keeps looking at me every time he reads these and
Trash can back
Don't
there.
worry,
Yeah.
your sanguine friend has the downside. We're getting the
Rock hard tissue that was in my pocket. So it's not used. So just so you know, it wasn't gross. I think that's it. I couldn't figure out what was in my pocket.
No one likes to hang on. Don't look. Oh, don't look for trouble. Don't get hurt. So easy to look for the positive. So that is something that you really need to focus on. You guys got that? So you're all do that tomorrow. So if you catch a melancholy doing any of those things, we have to redirect them because we're all here to coach each other,
It's
right?
a choleric right there, Ron. Fix it.
Perfect have low self-images. They're perfectionists. Okay, so if they're not a picture of perfection, they have a low self-image. So you have to search out for the source of your insecurity and deal with that. And then, of course, listen for evidence of false humility. The third one, perfect melancholy is procrastinate. I don't have an ounce of melancholy in me, but procrastination is one of my worst characteristics. Okay, get things, they have to get things right before they can get started. They don't just get started. Does anybody married to somebody like that? They have everything in order before they can start a project. Me, I just start the project and when I can figure out what I need all. So don't spend so much time planning. We spend a ton of time planning. Okay. And so when you deal with it, seriously, think about this. If you know that this is a character trait of that personality, when you're dealing with somebody who could potentially drive you crazy if you didn't know otherwise, you perform a filter in there and you can accept them easier. Do you understand? Like you know this is how they're wired. It's not that they're doing it to irritate you if you have the opposite personality. Now this whole concept is a book is called right here. It's called by Florence Now, and I would tell you all buy it, keep it, read it. It's so amazing. I've read it a million times and I still love this thing. It's called Personality Plus by Florence Power. And I still reference this all the time because you have to go back and revisit it. And
say one more time, I'm sorry. Personalities what?
Personality Plus.
Plus.
I was on Amazon.com to order. It's a must-have in your repertoire. Because when you're building your teams, when your team is as big as this room, you're going to need to train them on this. Do you see what I'm saying? This is going to be something you're going to pay forward. But you've got to know what you're dealing with. So here you go. Perfect personality. Perfect melancholy put unrealistic demands on others. So relax your own standards. Take a deep breath in. It's not that bad, melancholy. Blow it out. It's okay if it's not perfect. Are you with me? You're laughing because you all know it's good. It's good. Yes. And be grateful you understand your temperament. When you know that this is your weakness, you don't get so uptight about it. Do you understand? And then not everything in life can be perfect, so relax. Strive for perfection. Listen to my appeals. Agree with one another, and then be. I think this is such an interesting personality because who in your life do you know that maybe is not necessarily in this room? Who do you know in your life is a perfectionist? Probably yes, because they're right here. They want their life to be perfect, and they spend a lot of time trying to make it that way. So everybody has a primary and then you have a secondary. Who has a melancholy as a secondary trait? Like these two, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I'm even.
You're even 4. We're going to talk about combination in a little bit, but these are our secondary melancholies. All right, let's see, what do we have next? We're going to go to the next one, and then we're going to talk about all, and then we're going to talk about the combinations of them all. Powerful Choleric. This is the boss of your house. This is the person in general in your house. Not every house has one. Where did you go? Oh, the strength? Okay.
Bless you.
All right, where's my choleric? Stand up and own it.
We're, 50-50.
Wait, secondary or secondary first?
No, that's your primary. Your primary choleric. Your primary choleric.
Lauren, you're even
Okay.
choleric.
1, 2.
I'm 12, 13, 10. I'm top 3. I'm like, and on any given day.
Yeah, one or the other.
Okay, and then back there. All right, good. Okay, so now you've seen the episode before. You're getting great, but they get bossy. They can't help it. That's how they're born. I'm a choleric too. You just let me in there.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
She asked if this was my number 2. Yes, this is my number 2.
This is my number.
Okay, good. So she's a perfectionist and bossy. So there you go.
Perfect.
I think you should run with that. Okay, so let's talk about the choleric. All right, here you go. Stay with me now. They're more leaders. They're dynamic and active. Compulsive need for change. They must correct all the wrongs. That's true. They're police. Strong-willed and decisive. Unemotional. They're not easily discouraged. They're independent and self-sufficient. They exude confidence. They can run anything. They are goal-oriented. They see the whole picture. They organize very well. Seeks practical solutions. Moves quickly to action. They're very good at delegating work, insists on production, makes the goal, stimulates activity, and thrives on opposition. No, I don't know about that, but yes. Okay. Okay, scooch down a little bit. And then here it is as a parent and a friend. We won't go into the parent thing right here. Has little need for friends, will work for group activity, will be organized, is usually right, and excels in emergencies.
Can you just say that is usually right part again?
They're also very humble as well.
Yeah. We're going through our weaknesses in a second. But, okay, so now you can see that this is, because the clerk is usually the one who's going to take charge in a situation. If you're out with a group of girlfriends for lunch, the waitress doesn't come, which one of your girlfriends is getting up and going to look for the waitress? That's your choleric. That would be easier. I will find out later and I will get him back to the table if I can go to the kitchen to look for him. I have no problem. I'm sitting here. I want to go. Let's go. Let's talk about what they need to do. Powerful cholerics are compulsive workers. Remember I said I was a workaholic? That is not a plus. That's not something that anybody should be proud of. You need to learn to relax, girls. Take a pill. When I relax, I feel guilty. Read. When I relax, I feel guilty. Yes, that's true. Because there's a million things I could be doing in the house. I'm sitting. It's just a waste of time. Let's go. Let's move. Solution 3, take the pressure off others. And of course, plan leisurely activity. It's pretty pathetic when you have to plan leisurely activity, is it not? Powerful cholerics must be in control. Now I'm going to give you an interesting dynamics. Lauren, her primary is choleric. Now tell her.
On any given day, I'm 12 and 13 sanguine and choleric, and I'm 12 or 11 melancholy. So I'm pretty much, all three of those are 12, 13.
Well, Lauren used to be very choleric. I can tell you.
Hey, I have 5 phlegmatic for the first time ever in my life. I just want to say, I've been a 0 phlegmatic for 15 years. I'm chilling.
Is always there. She's going to always be a choleric, but she has been she was probably one of the strongest clerics I ever knew at one point. But Julie, your primary is what?
Cleric.
What number?
23.
23. What was yours?
Really clear.
17.
I don't have my numbers in front of you. I'm choleric too. I think mine was 18. So you have 4 clerics. It could become a cat fight. Truly. When you have that cleric in a room, you could have a cat fight powering for control of this thing. Yep. I have to say, I didn't see a bump on the road doing the whole thing. Nancy was the boss. And
No, we just let them do it.
I knew my place and I was happy with it. I was thankful to God I didn't have to go buy the food. I did that last time. I don't know this year. So, it is funny because I think the older you get, when you're younger, you're jockeying for power, for position, you're jockeying to get yourself to be the leader. There was 3 clerics.
I just want to go to bed.
Okay, yes ma'am, whatever you say, yes ma'am. I mean, you just have to learn that. But you learn that with age, and you learn that with experience, and you learn that with wisdom, that you can't always be the person in charge. I mean, this girl put this thing together, 99.99999%. I give it all to her. She did a great job. She has done so much work, I can't even tell you. And I appreciate that, because I know how much work it is, but I just have to, you can't work together when you understand your temperament. You see what I'm saying? And then you don't make it all about you. Let's just go about here. Powerful clerics don't know how to handle people. Of course, patience is not our virtue. Huh? Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Powerful clerics must be in control. I kind of talked about that. Respond to other leadership. Don't look down on the dummies. Because you see, let me read this. This is how clerics say. Wait.
Those would be the phlegmatics.
Drives the road every day.
What?
I said, look down the dummies drive on the road every day.
But I'm trying to find this. Wait. See if I can find it. What happens is clerks think they can do it better, they can do it faster, and they can get it done much better than anybody else in the whole room. And they usually can.
And they usually can.
I have to tell you, they usually can. And I'll give you a good example. I have an assistant. She doesn't move at my speed because not many people truly do. So when she's sitting there trying to do something on the computer, this is me. She's putting her hand on the computer. Put your hand up there. I'm like this.
I can attest to it myself because I had asked them to help me and I'm like, I'm trying to do it, I'm not doing it fast enough, and she just takes over. Excuse me.
Sometimes you can't help yourself. It's like you have out of control possession of your body. Keep your advice until asked. Now here's another thing. You call up your upline, and they're going to tell you, well, this is what you need to do. You need to do blah, 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 and we're going to get a lot of answers. We're going to answer your question before you ever even have the question out of your mouth. You may not even be asking us that. And if you really want to get an answer from somebody, if say Rebecca called me and said, I don't have any bookings. So just pretend like, Rebecca, tell me that.
Don, I don't have any bookings from you.
Well, Rebecca, why do you think that is? What reason is that?
I don't know, I'm calling you to see if you can help me.
Well, what happened at your shows? See, if you give them the answer back, they're going to tell you what the problem is. I'm not doing a booking activity. That's the problem. Oh! You know? If I say, well, Rebecca, are you doing a booking activity? You're doing roll. Are you doing what I told you to do?
That takes too long, Don.
Yeah, that takes too long. But your question is to say, Rebecca, why? Why do you think that is? She's going to tell you because she knows the answer. You see what I'm saying? I'm not sponsoring.
How you empower your leaders.
Why are you not sponsoring?
How you empower your people to think for themselves.
That's why. But they don't want to tell you that because they know that's the wrong answer. You see what I'm saying? That's not the answer I want to hear. So, yeah, I talk about it, but I really don't follow. So it's really not that important to you. So if your actions and your words aren't the same, you see what I'm saying? So you have to understand choleric, we need to tone down. And when you really, if you do have a choleric upline, or somebody that's a choleric, you just kind of have to tell them, you're answering the question before I can even answer. You see what I'm saying? Before I can even ask them. All right, let's go. We're really hard. Wait, where am I? Oh, here. Tone down our approach. Oh, Dona Marrone, read your writing. Okay. This is all me. These are all my data sides. So if I've offended you or been any of these, please give me grace. Okay. Stop arguing and causing trouble. We can tend to do that. So I know I can. Start arguing and causing trouble. Powerful clerics are right, but unpopular. We're all one word. Okay. Let somebody else be right. Yeah. We always want to be right. Because sadly, they usually are. I'm not going to come down because the book says that. I didn't say that. Okay. This is one thing. Learn to apologize. This is a hard thing for our temperament. And it is true. It is very hard for me to apologize. I'm getting better at it these days. And admit you have fault. Oh, I know I have fault. You all know. We all have, right? I admit that you have fault. If only the powerful cleric would open his mind to examine his weaknesses and admit he had a few, he could become the perfect person he thinks he is.
That's awesome.
And this is, we confess our sins. He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and cleanse us from our unrighteousness. I just forgot to put God and work up there, and I don't remember what it is. I can dig for it if you really want to know. Or you can look in your book, then you can go buy it, because it's in there. All right, next slide up. All right, let's go up. All right. Phlegmatic. All right, phlegmatic, stand up and own it. Who are you? Let's see who the phlegmatic people are.
No.
What? You're phlegmatic? Okay, stand up. Okay, stand up. Gotta stand up.
I'm second that.
Second.
It was really close, it was 15-13.
Yeah. Joy, I would put Joy's a phlegmatic.
Melancholy, phlegmatic, says we're down, so let's go together.
You're a phlegmatic melancholy.
Yeah.
Who has phlegmatic as a secondary? Okay, is it all of you melancholies? Are all of you melancholies that have a phlegmatic secondary? No?
I'm
married to one. That's why I'm still married. Someone needs to be nice.
We relate on our melancholy. We both like order. We both like things to be done certain ways. We're both very organized. But I keep him from going comatose, and he keeps me from spiraling out of control.
Yep. It works.
This is my father-in-law's routine.
And I'm going to go on with this tomorrow. But let's talk about the phlegmatic. Now, I have to tell you, Maribel was my first level. I did not think she was phlegmatic. I didn't know. She's probably a combination, a little bit different. My daughter's phlegmatic. And sometimes I think, are you alive? And I'll tell you why. They have a very low-key personality. Very low-key. They're easygoing, they're very relaxed, they're calm, cool, and collected, they're patient, they're well-balanced. How many of you would like cholerics eat some of this? You see what I'm saying?
I married it.
You know what? Cholerics typically marry phlegmatics. I did marry phlegmatic, I did. Didn't have that well. It's funny because you're married, Glenn's phlegmatic.
Glenn is absolutely phlegmatic. Where do you think I got my 5? Rubbing off on me.
Okay, he's phlegmatic.
Yeah, Jeff's a phlegmatic.
They're quiet but witty. They
Philip's
keep
a
emotions
phlegmatic.
hidden, they're
Mike
happy,
is a
recognized,
phlegmatic.
and they're an all-purpose person. Okay, now here's your phlegmatic at work. They're competent, steady, peaceful, and agreeable. They have very good administrative abilities. They mediate problems. They avoid conflicts. They're good under pressure, but they always find the easy way. Okay? Now the peaceful phlegmatic, they're very easy
Did I do that out loud?
enjoyable. They're inoffensive. They're a good listener. They're dry sense of humor. Enjoys watching people. Has many friends and has passions and concerns. They're good parents. They take time for their children. They're never in a hurry. Take the good with the bad. Doesn't get upset. He's like, none of this stuff. Okay, I get it. All right, so there you go. There's their strengths. Now let's talk about what they need to, what's their weakness.
I don't want to hear it right now.
No, we should go. All right. Okay. The peaceful phlegmatics are not very excited. They don't get excited about anything. Okay? So try to get enthused. Start with once a month and work up from there. That is so true. I mean, my daughter Mackenzie, I'm thinking, she could say, you can give her anything. She said, oh, that's really nice. I'm like,
Oh my God.
are you excited? And she goes, yeah, your brain needs to tell your face. I'm so excited, you know. I'm some phlegmatics. It's not general across the board, but on some phlegmatics, that's true. Peaceful phlegmatics seem lazy. Learn to accept responsibility for your own life and don't blame other people for where your life is. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today and motivate yourself. Okay, they don't want to move. They're not fast-paced movers. They usually can't. They're not keeping up a fast-paced pace. Remember, your peaceful phlegmatic deserves to be you peaceful phlegmatics deserve to be henpecked if you can't motivate yourselves to responsible action. So sometimes if your husband is sometimes you have a phlegmatic husband. What happens if they clarify henpeck? And then that's where we get, and you know what, you know who you are. Who you are. Because they don't move.
Yes.
Next one. So you have to take this test over time. All right. Okay. Peaceful phlegmatics have a quiet will of action. Is that true? Yes. Yes? Okay. They do not communicate their feelings well at all. They really have this. You guys all laugh because your husbands are all this. Yes. At least you understand it's not just him, it's a general disposition. Okay. And open up before it's too late. Don't hide your light under a bushel. And a peaceful phlegmatic appears wishy-washy. This is true. Practice making decisions once a month, okay? Everybody ladies, I don't care. Okay, learn to say no. Okay, they don't ever say no.
Oh no,
They
I've
just
got that
don't
one.
know. They just sit there.
There you go.
Learn to say no and practice making decisions. Start with chocolate and vanilla. If all 31 flavors are just too much to go with that one. Isn't that good? Okay. When you fear to make a decision, remember there is no one who can help you. For the Lord grants wisdom, and He shows how to distinguish right from wrong and how to find the right decision. Proverbs. There you go. I probably got it right at the end. Next one is the popular sanguine. Let's start with that one. Who's our sanguine? Stand up.
Depends on the day.
Let's see. All right, we got your hand point right there too. Okay, we're all right. Okay, what's your numbers on sanguine? Let's hear some of those numbers.
22.
22. 16. 25. 24.
28.
they think of
You know what?
them,
This is not me as
they
a
look
parent.
great on the surface. It looks great on the surface, creative and comical, has energy and enthusiasm, starts in a flashy way, inspires others to join in, and they charm others to do their work. Okay? Now, the popular sanguine is a friend that makes friends easily. They love people. They thrive on compliments. They seem exciting. They're envied by others. They don't hold grudges. They apologize quickly. They prevent dull moments, and they love to be spontaneous. Is that true? Is that all you guys? Do I hear a big amen from the stage? Amen. Let's go up. Okay, let's talk about what you do.
We don't hear about it.
Popular sanguines, look at the screen. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You need to let other people talk. I know, I'm just putting it out there. Okay, you need to talk half as much as before. Watch for signs of boredom. They get bored very easily. But sanguines get bored easily. They do. They get very bored. You need to condense your comments. Sometimes you say the same thing over and over. And in jewelry shows, I will say this about sanguines. When you're showing the jewelry, sanguines tend to go on and on about one piece of jewelry, and they'll tell you, they tend to, when they're showing the jewelry, they convince people, they try to convince people versus command. Would you rather buy something from somebody that convinces you that this is a good piece, or command that this is a good piece? So I'll give you an example. I went to one of my first level shows with her, and she's sitting there talking about she's designer inspired. And she's like hemming and hawing about it, and this kind of looks like, you know, a designer, you know, somebody may know him, blah, blah, blah. And then I got up and did part of the show, and she did part of the show, and then I go, this looks like a designer, and I just went on, and I was like, she goes, you just like said, this is it, and you just went like this, and she goes, and I saw a huge difference, and she's the one who pointed it out to me. So when don't overtop a piece. You say the features and the benefits of the piece, put it down. Don't over, you know what I'm talking about? Don't overtop that piece. Be sensitive to other wear.
Stop exaggerating.
No, I didn't. Stop exaggerating. Yeah, we like to make things very colorful. Like I always say, I'm so hungry I can die. I always say that. That's the same thing, and I always say, I think it's a physical thing. I'm so hungry I can die. I mean, like, I'm going to die. Like, I'm going to really die. I'm really hungry. But it's just something the sanguines do. They exaggerate. There were a million people there. I say that all the time. I don't know, 1 million. I don't know, 1,000 people. That's one of the things we do. Okay, learn to listen. Okay, popular sanguines are self-centered. Sorry. Okay, be sensitive to other people's interests and body temperatures. Learn to listen. Okay, so that's a good one. And then popular sanguines have uncultivated memories. This is where you have a crazy memory, and it's true. Pay attention to names. We have a very difficult time with names, okay? You will tell me your name in 20 seconds later, I forgot already. And I don't know how I do it like that. And then write things down. How many sanguines only, answer this question, how many sanguines make a list of what they need to do? You do? Sanguines. I'm only asking if you're a sanguine. Wow, I'm impressed. Okay, write things down. And don't forget about your children. Now, what they say about sanguines is sanguines will be off, like they forget to pick their kids up at school, they forget to, let's pick up myself right now. And they forget those little details in life. Okay. Remember, even though you rationalize, here, this is a really good one. I owe this one.
Wait,
You're giving me ADD. I have ADD. Okay. Remember, even though you can rationalize why you have a bad memory, no one wants to hear about it. Pay attention to people's names, write things down, and try to take notes of where you left your car in your trunk. Whoa, okay, how's that? But is anybody married to a sanguine here? Anybody here married to a sanguine? You are? One person? No,
I'm married to a sanguine.
You're married to a sanguine? Okay, that's funny. You are too? All right.
No, he's not.
Okay. Popular sanguines are fickle and forgetful friends, okay? Read the friendship factor. So if you're a sanguine, write that book down, Nate. It's called The Friendship Factor. You need to get that book and read it, The Friendship Factor. And put others' needs first. Okay? Popular sanguines interrupt and answer for others. I know. Okay. Don't think you must fill in all the gaps. Okay, sanguines, you got it? Okay. And then popular sanguines is disorganized and immature. There's your solution. Pull your life together! Grow up. Popular sanguines live like Peter Pan and face the harsh realities of life. Rebecca? Remember, the popular sanguine needs to savor without drive. How can he curb his tongue, control his ego, not think too highly of himself, cultivate his memory, the Holy Spirit gives remembrance, control himself with others, look out for others, and not for himself, and count the cost. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So, what do you guys think of that so far?
That's awesome.
All right, now I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but I lost the book. Where's the book go? Oh, Mary's about to we're back to a sanguine. I'm going to talk a little bit about this book because I want to just talk about some of the cross personalities. It does say that some people really don't like these testing. I mean, was anybody here offended by taking this test? I hope I didn't offend anybody by taking this
Yes.
test.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
I apologize if I did. I find it very interesting in dealing with other people, and like I said, giving people grace. But what happens is there are natural blends of these personalities, and as you can see by the chart, this chart here, which I did not put up on the screen, it says the popular sanguine, powerful choleric combination is a natural blend. Okay, they are both outgoing, optimistic, and outspoken. Popular sanguines talk for pleasure, powerful choleric for business, and they are both very verbal people. If you have this blend, you have the greatest potential for leadership. I thought that was very
Right. Yeah.
choleric sanguine, okay, because they're very verbal. They have the natural ability to talk. Now, let me watch. Now, the other, well, I'm going to get to that. Let me just say this. Okay, wait, if you combine the two strengths, if you combine your two strengths, you have a person who can direct others and make them enjoy the work. A person who is fun-loving, yet can accomplish goals. A person with drive and determination, but who is not compulsive about achievements. This blend takes the extremes of work and play and produces a person who puts them in proper perspective. In the negative, such a blend could spawn a bossy individual who didn't know what he was talking about, an impulsive person who was always running around in circles, or an impatient soul who was always interrupting and monopolizing conversations. Pardon me? Sanguine choleric. So you guys ever sang choleric? Did y'all hear that good stuff? Now, the other natural blend is the perfect melancholy and the peaceful phlegmatic. That's a natural blend, okay? Who's that one? There's not any more of you. There's only 4 of you? No, I want the perfect melancholy, peaceful phlegmatic. Who are you? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 together. 5, 6, 7. There's only 7? Okay. And the rest of you?
Are married to them.
Huh?
And the rest of us are married to them.
Okay. Here's what you want to know about them. They are both introverted, pessimistic, and soft-spoken. They are more serious. They look into the depths of situations, and they don't want to be center stage. They do not want to be center stage. They follow Teddy Roosevelt's advice: speak softly and carry a big stick. Peaceful phlegmatics lighten the depth of the perfect melancholy, and the perfect melancholy pulls together the looseness of the peaceful phlegmatic. It's hard to say. This combination makes the greatest educators, as perfect melancholy's love of study and research is brightened by peaceful phlegmatic's ability to get along with people and present material in a pleasant manner. They may have trouble in decision making because they both are slow in this area, and they both procrastinate. Now, choleric sanguine people, when you have those people at no peak, you understand it's not you. This is how they think. This is how they process, and you have to understand that. Okay. So by offering them $100 or $1,000 extra in jewelry, you're probably not going to get that peaceful phlegmatic melancholy sign that night. Sanguines, they'll sign because they don't think about that much. They do. Okay. I know that. The best combination is one in which the evenness of the peaceful phlegmatics keep perfect melancholy from dropping into depressions. The perfect melancholy's desire for perfection gets peaceful phlegmatic motivated on action. The popular sanguine, powerful choleric, and perfect melancholy, peaceful phlegmatic are natural blends. They are blood brothers. And then there's the rest of you. Okay, so you got that. Okay, so who is not in either one of those? You are not any of them. Okay, so one. Which one were you?
Choleric melancholy.
Okay.
Again, same.
Choleric melancholy. You all are choleric melancholy? No. Let's see what they say.
No.
I'm sanguine phlegmatic. Sanguine Phlegmatic too.
Okay, we're gonna get to that.
That's who I
Okay.
typically sponsor.
Now, the
Erica
powerful
James is
choleric,
that, Kelly
perfect
Wright is that.
melancholy, perfect
That's what
melancholy
changed for
temperament.
me.
As a complementary blend, is that's what I just talked about, right?
No, choleric.
I'm sorry, you're
That's
crazy.
it.
Okay, the powerful choleric, perfect melancholy temperament is a complementary blend, non-natural blend. A combination that fits well together and completes the lacks in each other's nature. The powerful choleric, perfect melancholy makes the best business person because the combination of powerful choleric's leadership, drive, and goals with perfect melancholy's analytical, detailed conscious, schedule-oriented mind is unbeatable. Does that make you feel good?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing is beyond the range of this combination, and they will be successful no matter how long it takes. If they set out to make a mate, if they set out to remake a mate, they will keep it up until they have a perfect product.
Yeah, in a casket.
Which one of them?
Toss a coin.
Okay. A lovely lady, I'm not going to read this personal story about this today. This is in the book. Because this blend is decisive, organized, and goal-oriented, powerful, choleric, perfect melancholy has the most drive and determination that can hold tight onto a cause forever. Headed into a positive direction, the powerful, choleric, perfect melancholy are the most successful, but carry to extremes, even their strengths become overbearing. The other complementary blend is the popular sanguine, peaceful phlegmatic. Who's that? No, two. You two or two of you? Okay.
They want to have fun and rest afterwards.
What's it? What?
I said they want to have fun and rest afterwards.
That's probably right. Okay. Where is that? The powerful sanguine, peaceful phlegmatic. Where the powerful choleric, perfect melancholy is work-oriented, the popular sanguine, peaceful phlegmatic is inclined to take it easy and have fun. The combination of double portions of humor with easygoing nature makes the popular sanguine, peaceful phlegmatic the best friends possible. They're warm and relaxed. Okay, their warm, relaxed natures are appealing and people love to be with them. And that's true. Have you guys been spending any time with these two? They are. That's so true. They've been in the kitchen helping everybody. I was like, I gravitate to them too. That's so funny. Okay. Let's go. All right. No, I lost my place. Just kidding. The combination, okay. The combination of double portions of humor and nature makes the popular sanguine, peaceful phlegmatic the best friends possible. Their warm, relaxed natures are appealing and people love to be with them. Peaceful phlegmatic tempers the ups and downs of the popular sanguine, while the popular sanguine personality brightens up the peaceful phlegmatic. This blend is best of all in dealing with people. This blend is the best of all blends in dealing with people. Okay, they are good in personnel work, in being parents, and in civic leadership because they have the engaging humor and personality of popular sanguine and the stability of peaceful phlegmatics. Unfortunately, the side of the popular sanguine, peaceful phlegmatics shows them as lazy, without desire or direction to produce anything they can avoid. Sorry, God, I had to give you that.
Could have left that part out.
Unfortunately, the other side of the popular sanguine, peaceful phlegmatic shows them as lazy without decisive direction to produce anything they can avoid, and very poor in handling money. Is that true? As with each temperament blend, there are exciting strengths and corresponding weaknesses. Okay, did we cover any, did we leave anybody out? What were you? Yeah. Melancholy sanguine, those are opposites. We're going to go to those now. I just want to see if anybody was in them. Okay, what are you?
What if you got two that are even and then you got your highest? So like I'm 21, 8, 3, 8.
21, 8, 3, 8, 8, 3, 8. That's
Well,
what
they're in phlegmatic.
Yeah. And then sanguine. I'm a little bit better. I'm a mic.
you see, they say you say, no,
My best.
What'd you say? Opposites. Let me tell you about opposites. We have seen natural blends and complementary blends. Now we will look at the opposites. There are obvious internal conflicts that the popular sanguine, perfect melancholy. There are obvious internal conflicts that the popular sanguine, perfect melancholy, and the powerful choleric, peaceful phlegmatic can put into one person. The introvert and extrovert natures with the optimistic, pessimistic outlook. The popular sanguine, perfect melancholy is the most emotional of the two. So sanguine melancholy. Who's sanguine melancholy? Okay, anybody else besides that? Okay, we're all looking at that now. personality tries to accommodate the little ups and downs of popular sanguines with the deeper, more prolonged traumas of perfect melancholy. This split personality can lead to emotional problems.
Aren't you glad you raised your hand?
The popular sanguine nature says, let's go to lunch and have more fun. And on the way, the perfect melancholy nature checks the progress. Okay, one lady of this type told me of the anniversary party she planned for her parents. The popular sanguine part of her thought it was a great idea, including fancy invitations to catering dinner and an orchestra. 2 days before the affair, the perfect melancholy part took over and said, what in the world are you doing trying to put on this big party? That sounds like me. Okay. To work or not to work? We have done intensive case studies of people who function in all these extremes, and we have found that usually one of these is a learned response to the hurts of the. Oh, I'm not going to go through all this. Okay, but this is so good about all this. The Peaceful Phlegmatic. It talks about your children, but it says you're understanding your basic temperament doesn't force us. I didn't circle this. I want to read this. Understanding our basic temperament. It doesn't fence us in. It opens up a gate in our protective wall. It causes us to accept ourselves and others realistically, and it shows us how to anticipate problems and handle them before they happen. Think of the headache we could have been if we would have dealt with the conflict, collective trivia before it mounted up into a crisis. Understanding our own and others' temperaments gives us the ability to deal with situations in the future as we do now in retrospect. Do you understand what I'm saying? Did you get that? That makes sense to me. As we learn an individual's temperament, we can anticipate his reactions to different situations and have available tools on hand to repair the damage before it starts. Now, I've been around for a long time, and here longer than pretty much anybody in this room. I'm the oldest one here. We're not the great one on either. Anyway, I have been around a long time, and I have seen a lot of, let's just say, personalities go at it, head to head. It's not fun. It's not fun to have a lot of controversy in your business, because this business is supposed to be fun. Yes, it's work, but you don't want to have controversy. So obviously, having a little bit of grace and understanding people's personalities is going to maybe make that just a little bit easier when you're dealing with people that maybe the phlegmatics dealing with the bossy choleric and vice versa. So there's not a personality that is better. Did you come up with that? There's better at some things, but not one personality is superior. So in career, it doesn't matter what you look like, where you came from, what your education level is. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you get out there and do the work, build the relationships with the people, and really stay positive. And some of the personalities have to work a little harder to stay positive and to always see the positive in the event. But anybody in this business can make this business work. And so you have to remember that. Don't fence yourself in, but don't fence other people in too. Just because you have a phlegmatic, you think, oh, they're not talking, they can't do this business. You would be surprised what those phlegmatics can do. They can do a lot. Because there are senior leaders who are phlegmatic. And it's funny, we were at the senior leader meeting, we were talking about these personalities, because these words just fly around the senior leader. I'm just preparing you for your senior leadership position. Are you ready? These words fly around the room. We all talk about it a lot. And it's a very powerful way to understand how to deal with, if you have to go and have a meeting with somebody that maybe you think there's going to be a little bit of controversy, and you can kind of go through there and take that test. Try taking it for your husband, and then don't tell him you took it for him. And then have him take it and see how close you are. Is that interesting? Yeah. I took it for one of my daughters. She's phlegmatic melancholy. She's as opposite of me as a human being could possibly be. It's interesting because I understand that, no, I do think she's lazy. That's her temperament. You know what I mean? So it gives me a little more grace with her. Does that help you take it for your kids if they're old enough to understand? It's just a tool for your back pocket. That was just one of the things. Does anybody have any questions on that before I go any further? Laura?
Okay, can you, if you're a sanguine, or